Hi everyone, LazyFire here. Welcome back to Black Ops 3. Today is a special final video of Dead Ops Arcade 2, which is a top-down shooter Smash TV style. And I really wanted to do this, just get some final thoughts out there and, finish up the video on a positive note. Of course, you can see things a little different here. And we're going to start, and then I'm going to ramble for up to 30 minutes, maybe, depending on how well I do. Let's get going. Okay, so does that make sense to everybody? Great. So it's a top-down shooter, similar to like Smash TV or Total Carnage or whatever you want to say. And there's special weapons you pick up. This is the flamethrower. Set things on fire, they die eventually. They're still actually dangerous while they're on fire like that, so you have to wait till they keel over. You pick up stuff. You pick up weapons and all this other stuff. You haven't actually seen me fire it, but it's a LMG that's basically infinite ammo LMG. Here it is, when you don't have any special weapons. There's stuff to pick up, like turrets and other items. You might see one in this level. Nope, guess not. And so yeah, you just earn score, get extra lives, go on to the next area. It's very much a, twin stick shooter kind of game. That said, there are some nice little twists in it, and it's pretty fun overall. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the LP. I thought it went out pretty well. I think the ending of the game is weird enough that some people might have been taken aback by what happened and all that, and there was a little bit of debate on what exactly was going on, thread as well. Which is good because I don't think I've actually seen a grand unifying theory, so to speak, on what was going on throughout the entirety of the campaign. I've seen ideas like Hendrix went mad because he couldn't stand to see his friend Taylor go through all this stuff, and others that were like Kane was actually helping everybody the entire time, even though she doesn't have a DNI, so it was kind of difficult for her to really affect anything. Like all this other stuff that's just out there. It's kind of weird. I don't really buy into much of it. But, overall the story was pretty functional. I wouldn't say it was like amazing or anything like that, or, and it's not why you're coming to a Call of Duty game anyways, right? But it got you different places. I thought the scenery in the game and a lot of the locations they took you to were pretty decent. I especially like Singapore in that mix of old and new style stuff, broken down areas and everything like that. It reminded me a bit of the Chernobyl levels of Modern Warfare, actually. Having just done an LP of that before this one, I guess that was maybe in my mind pretty heavily at the time. That said, I also thought that there was it feels like as we get further and further into the Call of Duty games, they get a little bit more soulless. And, I mean, that's an accusation that gets leveled against a lot of long-running franchises. I'm sure... Oh, hey. Check it out. First-person mode. It's a thing. I will probably only pick up a couple of these. They're useful, especially if you have certain weapons in the game, actually. LMG here, for example, just being able to headshot everything instead of having to hope you take it down, especially later on in this whole thing, is going to be very useful. Also, you can sprint, which is great for picking up items or getting out of hairy situations. I actually think that's tied to the lightning bolts in the upper left, but I haven't been able to figure out everything yet. And I also am not super willing to go and check that out, because I'm just really fucking lazy about certain things. Anyways, I guess it isn't tied to that. So let's jump on here. But yeah, Call of Duty games feeling a little bit soulless, a little bit samey, if you will. I don't think that's a new accusation for the franchise in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I'm going to stay away from that if I can. Challenge rounds are of varying degrees of difficulty, let me tell you. And sometimes you want those... Fuck you. Sometimes you want those things, and sometimes you don't. And right now, I can avoid it. And feel pretty okay about it. Right now, I'm also getting surrounded. But yes, the game itself is of pretty decent quality, I thought. It's just that between multiplayer and single player, there are some things that I felt like they kind of phoned it in, and like they were just kind of going with the trend that had been developed over the last couple of games, you know, specifically Advanced Warfare and a lot of the movement stuff that had been sort of put on the community during that game. That's Silverback. We don't want any part of him. We can't actually hurt him right now.
Bonus
Ooh.
discovered.
Found him. I've actually never found one of these rooms. I've only played this a couple times. It's not a good. I have those lightning bolts, but I have no idea how to use them. I assume it's like Q or some shit. Shoddy. Anyways, but yeah, like the movement system, I thought it works pretty well in multiplayer. In single player, I don't know. I felt like having a movement system in single player that at any given time might not actually be there is kind of a weird thing to do. Yeah, I have no idea what that was. I don't know what the are. Why am I able to reload? That's a weird thing to be able to do. I need to check out the actual numbers on this, but I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be reloading in a mode with infinite ammo. Anyways, once again, I'm going to keep kind of cycling around on this because I'm having different thoughts here, but the point is that, yeah, it just feels like certain things were not thought out super well for the single player side of things, which worked very well in multiplayer. If you've played Infinite Warfare, I have maybe a couple hours in multiplayer so far. I'm not overly impressed with how that game works and how it functions. And like, it looks totally fine. Everything seems to work great for the most part, but it's just like, I don't know, it's not really a well thought out game, and it feels like it was seriously just like taking cues from other titles that have already been released in the franchise. Oh man, if I'd known that I was going to pick up the rocket launcher, I would have totally taken that first person thing. The rocket launcher is one of those items that just gets so much better when you can aim down sights with it. Simply because you can aim it at the ground instead of trying to hit individuals, which I'm sucking at. See right here, if it was exploding, because I picked up a skull, and the skulls change how things work. If they were exploding, I would probably be better off, but there we go. Cool. So, anyways, a couple thoughts about the LP itself. I usually like to do things in a pretty tight sequence, and that is, okay, I didn't even ask for this. Great. Man. Well, I mean, worst case scenario, I can just headshot everything that ever lived. Yeah, I'm gonna not aim down sights a lot because you can get mobbed pretty quickly in this mode, of course. I am just gunning down everything that moves and hoping that it works for me. With the barrels around me, I'm actually feeling a little bit more secure in aiming. Oh, that's bad. That's my second death. I saw a weapon over here and I was like, I may as well grab this. Oh yeah, the alien gun is another item that I really would suggest only ever using if you have first-person mode on. So, 3 lives still. Not an insignificant amount for this point in the game. Anyways, but yeah, I usually like to put everything out at once, or not at once, but in a pretty tight sequence. Generally, it's going to be like 3 videos a week to 2 videos a week in... Fuck. Alright, bull time. So, starting now, and for the next couple levels, there's bulls that come in and, like, will run over guys in you. And you is a pretty important point I'm going to make on that one. Because if you think that you're going to be able to walk across because they're clearing out zombies, no. They'll run you down just as easily. But you can always, you know, pick up a RAPS and start driving it around like a madman. Basically be invincible. And then you can, of course, run them over. You can't kill them with normal projectile weapons, but stuff like this works out great. So, just run them down. There's one special one that might come in. Should be soon. Oh well. So, they make some noises, man. I don't know how you're supposed to do some of this stuff without the extra abilities like that one. I might actually have to use a nuke here soon. This is ugly. There we go. Grenade launcher. This is actually an explosive item that works better this way than it does in first person, believe it or not. And of course there's no splash damage in first person, or, well, third person either, in any part of this game mode. So you can fire this thing with impunity from an inch away if you feel the need to. Anyways, so with Black Ops 3, I wasn't really able to do that for a couple different reasons. Partially it was because I was asking everybody for their input on what to use in terms of weaponry and everything like that. And a lot of that is actually my fault because I was going out there and not putting together the lists of options as fast as I probably should have been. And part of that is just inattentiveness on my part, but I'm going to say a larger part of that was just because I've been kind of crazy busy the last few months. And there's a few reasons for that, and those are neither here nor there, but it's a lot of work stuff. And so because of that, I kind of missed a lot of my own deadlines on certain things. Oh, Jesus Christ, I was not paying attention. So, oh hey look, crawling zombie. Yeah, those are a thing now. So you have to be careful. You can shoot them in first person a lot easier than in this mode. So, I have 5 nukes. I should really use some of those at some point. Go. Just die, please. So, anyways, we don't want him. We need to stay away from this guy. You can see that wasn't working too well for me.
Bonus room discovered.
I don't even know anymore. Do I get to collect eggs? Alright, let's go the way we came. So yes, I don't really mind how this all played out. It played out just fine. Like, everything got done basically before the holiday season, which is good news for me. But then I had something of my own issue with completing the game on time and doing this video specifically on time. I mean, yes, I did get sick in the middle of all this, which is why the last couple of videos sound pretty rough. I was pretty sick at the point. Like I said, I like to get things done on a schedule, and that was necessary at the time, was to just, like, finish it up. Anyways, things is happening here. I don't even understand. So, chicken's gone nuts. I'm having trouble just following it. So, the other thing that kind of came out and caused issues with my schedule was all things Battlefield 1. And man, that game's a lot of fun, and there'll be some stuff from me fairly soon on that. But yeah, it's just like the season and everything like that. I didn't lose interest in Black Ops, so to speak. Oh, I already don't have interest in this. I'm terrible at it. So, let's see. Come on. I'm so bad at this. I don't know. I should just sit here, but you have to finish it, or it just simply goes on forever, even if you miss the timer. So, now I already fucked up. I also keep trying to use the keys to drive it, which is not what it wants you to do. So, anyways, back to the topic at hand, I guess. So I didn't lose interest, so to speak, but there was this definite feeling of like, okay, we're very much done. I don't really need to do Dead Ops Arcade, but I wanted to do it because I really enjoy this type of game, and yeah, I may be terrible at them, but I enjoy them, which is, I think, important. Yeah, there we go. I got through that. All right. You can see you get a little bit extra time for each zombie you run over. Cool. That's the first time I've timed that right. So they do throw a lot at you in this little mode, which I thought was kind of nice, as it's not just like the top-down shooter or anything like that. It's got a lot to it. Doesn't always hit, but it's fun. So, yeah, Battlefield 1 came out, and I got really distracted by that. Rebuilt my PC in the middle of this LP, because I am that kind of person who does that. And just, like, I wanted to test out other stuff, and I was... Yeah, there it goes. Getting turned around there hurt me. So... There we go. Perfect. Actually, I thought you had to finish it. Weird. Alright. Nope. Not doing it. This is where things get so bad that I just cannot go into first-person mode and stay alive. Here, you chicken. So, yeah, Battlefield 1, lots of fun, by the way, if you're into that sort of game at all. I would suggest checking it out. It's actually a really stable release. Okay, dropping a nuke. For a Battlefield game, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, what the hell do you mean by that? But I mean, like, actually playable, no major issues. Some people are reporting hardware issues, but I mean, that's every PC game, let's face it. As someone who plays almost all games on PC, I've been pretty lucky, and I acknowledge that fact, that most everything works just fine. But it brings up an interesting point. This is actually why I started... Where the hell are you? Interesting point about this game is that it is oddly graphically demanding. And to the point where I'm playing it in Ultra now, but when I started playing the game, a graphics card that had come out that year that was, you know, top of the line had trouble playing it at high. Alright, let's grab this time. This is going to be bad. This is going to be real bad, by the way. This is where I can usually make it to. Yep. Drop a bomb. So, yeah, the reality is just that This game was kind of poorly optimized. I'm dead. I'll make it through this. Interesting. It was poorly optimized, which, you know, on one hand is kind of what we expect out of a Call of Duty game on PC in this day and age. And I don't think that's acceptable, by the way. We shouldn't really be like, okay, that's fine. But at the same time, like, yeah, there's not a really large Call of Duty PC community. And that was kind of lampshaded a little bit recently when, yeah, you can see things are going a little crazy here. I have the teddy bear, so people are afraid of me, I guess. But it was sort of hit a little on the nose when Infinite Warfare came out. And Infinite Warfare, you know, they were trying to engender a lot of goodwill with the PC gaming community before IW came out this year. And the way I'd point that out is that, like, they actually went out and put mod tools in Black Ops 3. And they were like, well, you know, hey, look, mod tools and shit. You guys always want this stuff as PC gamers, and people didn't really respond. I mean, one, Black Ops 3 was at that point a year old, and if you expect people to be like, oh yeah, thank you, I'm going to buy your new game because you put mod tools in after a year on your old one, that's questionable. But, cool. I'll take stuff. I need to get out of here. Or... yep. Trying to leave. I can't get out. There we go. Oh well, it's not like I have anything else to waste here. But yes, interesting choice in terms of when to add mod tools to what. I can't say I overall understand why they bothered, but, you know, interesting idea. There we go, we're done. I didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it as a sign that I should stop rambling for this long. So yeah, that is Dead Ops Arcade 2. I didn't do really great. You can play this with multiple people, as you can probably guess from the whole winter compressed right mouse thing. We'll do that now. But I enjoyed the LP. I thought it was a pretty good time, and you know, it's one of those fun. It was a fun game to do. It was fun to go into multiplayer and play on the PS4 a little bit. I never actually got to do the PC side of things because I had no desire to go back and play on PC because the population for Black Ops 1 on the PC is incredibly low. And the point I was actually making about Infinite Warfare there is that when we talk about, you know, PC sales and everything, there was a pretty fucked up opening for Infinite Warfare on the PC in that people, or Microsoft Store and Steam Store, apparently if you bought the game on one of those platforms, you couldn't play with people on the other. So an already small community got split up pretty quickly. But neither here nor there. So, thank you everyone for sticking with me through the LP as far as you did. If you stuck through this video, you're a goddamn saint. But that is going to do it for this LP. I will see you hopefully in whatever I do next. Bye.